Well, there's two ways to actually know if you are in a caloric deficit. First of all, you choose a way to track it. Second of all, you choose a way to evaluate it. The first part, how to track it. Most people use MyFitnessPal or any kind of calorie counter that they can. In some cases, what I've seen is that it could be reported inaccurately. This happens for many reasons. You're busy and you have to, just put down, oh, I'm eating like a BLT sandwich, and you just grab the first option, the first generic option that you can find on MyFitnessPal. Like, when people log that, or they just eyeball how much they're eating, then it can really not make a big deal, but it can definitely throw your caloric deficit a little bit not on the deficit range, which is what we care about. So that happens with sometimes more times than we care to count. Sometimes we just don't have the time and we log a value that is not what is the actual one. This happens a lot, especially if you happen to, I don't know, if a coworker gives you gives you a piece of cake or something that you kind of have to eat, or you feel like you have to eat, or it's just something you don't want to miss out on, which is totally fine. And then you mislog it, and then if you think that you have logged everything, and you go like, oh well, I mean, I'm still within my calories, but that is a misreport, then you're not in a caloric deficit. Now, sometimes it happens that for various reasons as well, you're not going to be compliant with your diet or with whatever your caloric deficit was at. Another reason is that you don't know your caloric deficit calories, like your number. You may think that because your friend kind of has the same height and whatnot, or looks just about the same, just like you, you may base his or her number off of to create yours, and that's going to be a little inaccurate as well, because your activity levels may have decreased or may have increased, or they're just not going to be the same. So just keep that in consideration. Also, if you have been in a caloric deficit and you feel like you have not lost weight or have not lost the weight that you wanted, sometimes I'm familiar that with the cases of people that just stop doing it, stop tracking it, and then they try 3 days, 5 days, and oh, I'm losing nothing, and because it's not progressing as fast as they want it to, and that's completely fine. But that's not going to be a good way to estimate your progress. So if is a good way. So what you can do is you can try taking progress pictures or taking measurements, anything like that, and that's going to give you a more accurate assessment. And those are the reasons why people may say the caloric deficit hasn't worked for them, and that's because caloric deficit has not been tracked in a more accurate way, or they have lost weight but they feel like they haven't, or they have lost the measurements, they have lost the fat, but probably they have gained muscle mass, and that's going to be heavier than fat. So in other words, some part of that has been inaccurately tracked or estimated. So we're going to get on that too.